DeepSeek has been making headlines recently for two major reasons. First, they launched a new multimodal AI model family called Janus Pro. This model reportedly outperforms OpenAI's DALL-E 3 and other big names like PixArt Alpha and MU3 Gen on benchmarks such as GenEval and DPG-Bench. If you're familiar with AI benchmarks, you know they're crucial for evaluating models in tasks like image generation and understanding. And here's the big reveal: DeepSeek's largest model, Janus Pro 7B, appears to surpass those well-known models, at least based on their internal testing. Just days before launching Janus Pro, DeepSeek had already made waves with their R1 language model. That model caught attention because it supposedly matched O1's performance while costing only $5 to $6 million to develop. Compare that to the billions spent by major AI labs in Silicon Valley, and it's no surprise that the industry started questioning whether AI development is overpriced. Could smaller companies with fresh training approaches drive the next big breakthroughs? Since DeepSeek is based in Hangzhou, China, the political and economic implications are unavoidable. The U.S. has imposed export controls on advanced chips, especially from Nvidia, to slow China's AI progress. Yet, DeepSeek claims they trained Janus Pro using Nvidia's H800 chips, which are technically weaker than the high-end chips restricted by the U.S. But despite that, they achieved O1-like results. This challenges the belief that massive budgets and cutting-edge chips are necessary for top-tier AI development. Now, let's talk about a recent controversy. DeepSeek suffered a cyber attack just as their AI assistant app surged in popularity. Around the time it hit the top of the Apple App Store's free applications list in the US, their website crashed and they had to temporarily limit registrations due to hacking attempts. It's a dramatic turn of events: high demand, skyrocketing hype, and now, security threats. Back to Janus Pro, DeepSeek promotes it as a unified transformer architecture capable of various tasks. It can generate images up to 768 by 768 resolution, analyze images, and handle text-based tasks. That's significant because most AI models focus on just one area, like text or image generation. Janus Pro takes an all-in-one approach, similar to GPT-4 Vision's ability to interpret images, but here, it's entirely open source. DeepSeek made the model's code and weights available on Hugging Face for anyone to download immediately. This is a stark contrast to companies like OpenAI, which keep everything behind closed doors with proprietary APIs. But how good is Janus Pro, really? The model comes in different sizes, ranging from 1 billion parameters up to 7 billion. The 7B version is the flagship model and the one supposedly competing with DALL-E 3. The user community has tested it in various ways. For instance, people used Janus Pro to analyze images and evaluate how accurately it could describe objects, their relationships, and any implied meanings. It performed well in describing basic elements like object positions and appearances, but struggled when deeper reasoning was needed. Consider an illustration designed to convey a metaphor. Janus Pro provided a literal description without interpreting the symbolic message. In contrast, GPT-4 Vision was able to grasp the deeper meaning. On the image generation side, Janus Pro produces decent images but may struggle with sharpness or artistic flair compared to specialized models like Stable Diffusion, which are constantly fine-tuned by large communities. Janus Pro's strength seems to be versatility rather than delivering the absolute best visuals. In one interesting test, someone prompted Janus Pro and SDXL to generate a cute baby fox in an autumn scene. Janus Pro captured the baby aspect better, while SDXL produced a crisper, more detailed image. So it's a trade-off. Janus Pro stayed more faithful to the prompt, while SDXL delivered a more polished look. A key advantage of DeepSeek's open-source approach is that the community can refine the model for better performance over time. We've seen this happen with other open-source models, where users fine-tune them with specialized datasets, optimize the code, and push the model to new levels. However, DeepSeek's official Hugging Face space isn't fully active yet, so some individuals have created their own spaces for testing Janus Pro's 7B. Users should be cautious, though. Some mislabeled versions of the model, like a 1.5B build disguised as 7B, could lead to disappointment. Now, let's talk about the stock market crash. As soon as DeepSeek's success made headlines, especially the part about developing a GPT-4-level system at a fraction of the usual cost, tech stocks took a hit. Nvidia's shares reportedly plummeted, wiping out around $600 billion in market value in just one day. That's a massive drop. The reasoning? If cutting-edge chips aren't necessary to train top-tier AI models, Nvidia's seemingly unstoppable growth may not be so certain after all. Investors began questioning whether the AI investment race is misguided if a Chinese startup can achieve similar results at just a tenth of the cost. Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, reacted on social media, saying he was impressed by DeepSeek's achievements, but that OpenAI plans to counter with even better models. He also mentioned that instead of scaling back, they would invest even more in computing resources. In other words, OpenAI isn't backing down from its big spending strategy. Remember, OpenAI has deep partnerships with Microsoft, which has poured billions into its ecosystem, and they're also planning major data center expansions. Another unexpected twist came from the White House. President Trump, yes, that President Trump, commented that the release of DeepSeek AI by a Chinese company should be a wake-up call for U.S. industries, emphasizing the need for aggressive competition. He talked about empowering American tech companies to ensure the U.S. continues leading in AI. That's a significant statement, especially considering the ongoing debates over restricting chip exports to China. But despite those restrictions, DeepSeek managed to bypass them by using whatever resources were still available. This raises questions about how effective these export controls really are. DeepSeek itself remains somewhat of a mystery. The company was founded in 2023 and is headquartered in Hangzhou. While major Chinese players like Baidu have released large language models before, no Chinese AI model has drawn this level of attention from the U.S. tech community until now. Some critics have raised security concerns, wondering if DeepSeek could have close ties to the Chinese government, potentially compromising user data or enabling censorship. Reports suggest that DeepSeek's AI assistant refuses to answer questions about the Chinese government or President Xi Jinping, fueling speculation about how open or unbiased it really is. Despite this, DeepSeek's AI assistant skyrocketed to the top of Apple's App Store in the U.S. within just a few weeks, even surpassing ChatGPT as the highest-rated free app. That's a staggering achievement, essentially claiming the AI chatbot crown almost overnight. The surge in demand led to major outages on DeepSeek's platform, forcing them to address API and user login issues. Reports indicate it was their longest downtime in about 90 days. While viral apps often face these kinds of short-term disruptions, it clearly signals real market interest. What's really shaking investors is the possibility that training a competitive AI model might not actually require billions of dollars and thousands of top-tier Nvidia chips. At least that's what DeepSeek's success suggests. And OpenAI isn't the only company feeling the pressure. Anthropic, Meta, Google, and Amazon have all invested massive budgets into AI research, development, and infrastructure. Yet DeepSeek's breakthrough is challenging the assumption that only the biggest players can dominate AI. Microsoft, Meta, Alphabet, Amazon, and Oracle are expected to spend around $310 billion in 2025, with a significant portion allocated to AI data centers. Meanwhile, OpenAI has hinted at an astonishing plan to invest up to $500 billion in building a global network of data centers. But if DeepSeek can achieve similar results for under $10 million, it raises questions about whether these massive expenditures are necessary. To be fair, some experts doubt DeepSeek's reported numbers. The company claims it only spent about $5.6 million training its V3 model, but that figure likely covers just the final training phase. It doesn't necessarily account for previous experiments, data curation, and refinement processes. Still, even if the actual cost were 2, 3, or even 5 times higher, it would still be significantly less than what American tech giants are spending. So, how is this possible? DeepSeek credits its success to innovative training techniques that allow the model to focus on the most relevant data at any given time, drastically reducing computing requirements. Additionally, they leveraged open-source projects from Alibaba and Meta as foundational models, fine-tuning them to develop their final product. Not everyone is thrilled about this. Critics argue that DeepSeek essentially built upon Western open-source frameworks, but that's the nature of open-source technology. Once the code is available, any skilled group can modify and improve it. Within Meta, there's reportedly some frustration. Some are questioning how a smaller company with fewer resources achieved a major breakthrough before them, despite Meta having thousands of top-tier researchers and vast financial resources. Ironically, Mark Zuckerberg has been a strong advocate for open-source AI, releasing models like Llama, and Llama may have indirectly accelerated DeepSeek's progress. Beyond competition, concerns about the rapid AI race are growing. Stuart Russell, a professor at UC Berkeley, warns that the rush toward artificial general intelligence, AGI, could be more dangerous than the space race, as we're advancing toward superintelligent systems we don't fully understand or control. Even some AI company CEOs have acknowledged the potential existential risks of these advancements. Ultimately, DeepSeek has positioned itself as a major player in the AI landscape. With Janus Pro, they're offering a multimodal model capable of image generation, image analysis, and text-based conversation, alongside a model that competes with GPT-4 in reasoning. Since it's open source, the broader AI community could further refine and enhance it. The bigger question is whether this development will force big tech companies to rethink their strategies and adopt more efficient, cost-effective AI development methods. OpenAI's Sam Altman has reassured that even better models are on the way, while also emphasizing the need for massive computing resources. Meanwhile, Meta suggests that beyond training efficiency, deploying AI models at a global scale still requires immense infrastructure. This raises an ongoing debate. Will the future of AI be defined by open-source, cost-efficient breakthroughs or by billion-dollar megaprojects from tech giants? But one thing is certain. The genie is out of the bottle. DeepSeek's rapid rise is a wake-up call. Despite the billions invested in AI by West Coast tech giants, smaller, agile teams might be able to keep up by using smarter techniques. And this isn't just hype. It's having real effects on stock prices, investment trends, and even government policies on export controls. If a Chinese lab can develop GPT-level models without cutting-edge chips, it shifts the entire conversation about AI dominance. So that's the big picture. Crazy times in the AI world, right? DeepSeek's open-source approach is setting new efficiency benchmarks. Meanwhile, major U.S. tech companies are adjusting their strategies, or at least paying close attention. The stock market is reacting, governments are stepping in, and the open-source community may rally around these new models. What do you think? Is DeepSeek's success sustainable or just a temporary disruption? Will smaller teams keep outpacing the tech giants with minimal budgets, or will OpenAI and Meta always have the upper hand with their massive resources? That wraps up this deep dive. If you found this informative, don't forget to like and subscribe for more AI updates. Let me know in the comments which part of this story interests you the most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.